and welcome to another episode of playonultra podcast, the first for 2018. This is episode 124.
Woo! Welcome 2018.
There's a name for that sequence.
What for?
Fibonacci?
Is there a name for, like 1 times 2 times 2, is that Fibonacci? I thought Fibonacci was the sum.
No, you're right. Fibonacci's the sum. I forget what that is. It's a thing.
It does have a name.
It has a name. Everything in math has a name. But who plays math? We play games. Games have math, though.
So how was your new year?
I mean, doesn't feel that much different
Crazy
from 2017.
parties and shit?
Yeah, definitely crazy parties.
Super hot on a Vive.
Did
or
you?
Oculus Rift, rather. It's Oculus Rift. I got really tired from all the ducking. Like, my legs were burning by the end. It's like, oh.
Oh, you had to... Oh, it's one of those where you literally had to stand up and shit?
Yeah, you don't run around, but you do, like, crouch and, like, dodge and...
It's a good exercise.
Maneuver. It was a good exercise. Like, going down the stairs, I was like, man, I feel out of shape, and felt bad. But it was fun.
Can you play...
It's a little weird.
Can you play VR games on the Vive without moving? Without a need to move? Is that an option?
I mean, that's probably... Depends on the game.
It depends on the game, okay. So that means certain games can't be played on the Oculus, right?
I would assume so.
Yeah, because Oculus doesn't have...
If you couldn't move.
function. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yes.
Also, the HTC just announced Vive Pro or whatever that is.
Ooh.
No idea what that is. I think it's like 4K, I think.
4K is the new thing. It's not really the new thing. It just feels like the new thing.
Yeah, not 4K. Something. And then fuck you, Polygon, for playing that video without asking me. You fucking bastards. You just want that... Is it 1 view? Was it worth it, bitch? Okay. So, yes.
I'm so mad about that.
Yeah, because he played the sound and I'm like, fuck, it's now on the freaking thing. It's okay, never mind. So, yeah. What did you guys do?
Well, one thing I forgot to mention that I did do over, this was on Christmas, actually, so we hadn't recorded. I finally got to try the Switch games, and I finally tried the gorilla mating game, and I sucked at it. I couldn't do it.
I was so bad. I couldn't do it either. It's bad.
I was like, what? And the worst part is my brother kept being like, you're not doing it right. And I was like, what are you talking? And I kept getting in trouble because I was literally hitting my chest, and you're not supposed to do that.
Oh, yeah, right.
And so, like, I tried to follow, and I kind of got it, because it is kind of hard. The game that I was really good at that made me very upset that everyone else found very amusing was the
the milking one.
Udder. Yes, exactly. That, why was I good at that game? And better at my brother. I was better at it than he was. He got really mad. I think I won every round against him, and he was not happy about it.
Was it just...
I was even less so.
Are all the games just like rhythm?
No, yes and no. No, it's motion. I mean, there's not... When I think of rhythm, I think of you have to, like, do it at a certain beat. Not all of them were like that. They were just kind of like a certain motion. So, like, the cow udder thing, you had to be aware of how you grasped it as you went down. And that's how you know that you're doing it right. And I'm doing this because that's what they suggest you do, and that's the reason I won against my brother, because he wasn't smart enough to realize that's what you were supposed to do as you pulled it down. There's also the wizard game where you have to, like, flick and wrist at each other. That was a weird one.
I like the fashion catwalk one.
We didn't do that one. They didn't want to. I was like, I want to try this. Like, no, we're not going to do this. I'm like, okay.
Oh, lame.
I know, right? What was another one I had?
And all of the games you face each other, right?
No verses.
Almost all of them?
If the verses you do. Not all of them, actually. There's a couple verses you don't. One of the ones that I tried that they say is really easy, but is kind of hard, especially if you overthink it, is there's this game where you're on a pirate ship and your treasure box is like in a chain, and you have to literally move the controller. Like, you don't fixate it. You actually move it to try to unwind it. That one you don't face each other for. You have to face the screen. But the other ones, yes, you do.
Well, I meant like facing this, like it's versus. Like you're not literally facing each other per se, but you're facing off against each other.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know if that's what Char meant, because there
No,
are.
I meant like physically, literally facing.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a couple you do have to do face to face.
Yeah, a couple you do, but not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like one
There
that
was a cowboy one. Draw the pistol thing.
There's a phone thing one too. Yeah, there's the pistol one. There's also one where it's like whoever picks up the phone first, and the stock pictures for those things are so funny of like who wins, because it's always like it's like these professional business suit person, one's a man, one's a woman, and they're so excited when they get the phone first. It's like, what?
They should just release like a suite of minigame collection from the Yakuza games for the Switch.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Man, I kind of... Okay, but that brings up a different point. I kind of just want, like, a collection... Because some of them suck, but some of them don't. Of just, like, mini games.
You should just did WarioWare. You should just made
exactly.
a WarioWare one.
Just do it. I mean, I'm thinking also of, like, maybe, like, the mini games from No More Heroes, those stupid things. Just, like, put them in.
I know I mentioned this a lot of times, but I really enjoy Nintendo Land. Nintendo Land was fun.
I think I played a little bit of it. I don't remember. I never owned it. But other people did. But yeah, so I did finally get to try that out while laughing my head off. And my brother now owns a Switch. He only has Breath of the Wild for it right now, which he's been playing religiously. So that's a thing. I can finally play the Game of the Year, I guess. But yeah, as far as those things, that
scientifically
was
proven to be Game of the Year, according to all Nintendo fans.
Exactly.
But there's so many shit coming out for the Switch.
So much.
Right. Dark Souls.
Mario Red is already out. Mario Universe
something?
Galaxy Super Mario Destroyer.
I didn't see that one.
No. The one that's already out. The one with the cap.
Oh, Odyssey.
God damn it. Okay. Those two are really good. But yeah, Dark Souls Remastered. What the fuck?
I
That's
know.
a pretty weird one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was a weird choice, but I've heard that Skyrim runs on it very well. I have not seen it, but I have heard from friends that apparently it runs quite well on the Switch. Who would have thunk it?
I'm interested to see the Mario Tennis one that you mentioned.
Yes.
I don't really care about that one.
Because they said there's gonna be story mode, like the Game Boy Color version. Hopefully with some RPG, like the Game Boy Color version. Game Boy Color, GBA, I can't remember. But the one... So there are a couple games that make me really want to buy a Switch. Breath of the Wild is really good. The two Mario games. Phoenix Wright, motherfucker.
Oh.
Yeah, I actually haven't looked it up exactly. Like, what, is it for sure like a brand new game? I gotta see this.
Yeah, brand new game. The rumor is it might come out for smartphones. So, but if it doesn't, then I'll have to get a Switch to continue my really creepy love for Phoenix Wright. And,
right? Hey.
And the one more game that I really want now, is The World Ends With You.
Oh yeah, I heard they're redoing it. Or it's a yeah.
The World Ends With You Final Remix, which is a remake plus extra content of the DS game.
That'll be cool.
We've always wanted a sequel. This is pretty close to it, I guess. This is the best we can get.
Closest we can hope for.
Yeah. If it sells, it probably will have a sequel, maybe.
The Phoenix Wright thing, just to update, because I just looked it up. So they're basically doing compilations of all the old games for it. They're sending it out in three. So there's 3 waves. There's going to be the first package, which basically has the first 3 games. And then the second compilation will have Apollo Justice, and then the latest 2. And then the third game is going to be a new entry. So they're reporting it, and then they're going to make the new game. So thank goodness I actually have access to one.
So, wait, how many? So how many games are coming?
Well, it's 3 waves of games. So
3
there's
waves. Okay.
Yeah. One package includes the first 3 Phoenix Wright games.
The trilogy, yeah.
Ace Attorney, Justice for All, Trials and Tribulations. The second compilation is going to have the other ones, basically, except for Miles Edgeworth. So it's going to have Apollo Justice, Dual Destinies, and Spirit of Justice. Yeah. Basically, they're repackaging everything but the Miles Edgeworth game.
That sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Because they released it for phones.
Yeah.
Just release it.
I know. Speaking of the Miles Edgeworth game.
Or they might actually come out with a Miles Edgeworth bundle.
Yeah, they might. But
they might localize number 2 and then just sell number 1 and 2 together. Nah, it's not going to happen.
They probably won't. Although, funny you should mention that. I haven't finished it just because time. I did start...
Oh, yeah, the unofficial one.
The unofficial, patch for number 2.
Which you still haven't sent me the download link yet.
I know, I'm sorry. You need to remind me.
Sarah. Thank you.
I'm so sorry. I forgot. But anyway,
the Ace Attorney fans gotta stick together, man.
I know, I'm sorry. I did...
Like dozens of us.
I haven't actually even completed the first case yet. It's just because of time. I just haven't had time. It is kind of a longer first case. Yeah.
Face it's not as good as the main game, so
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's they have a new mechanic in there, basically called the what they call
every
it.
fucking game.
It's like strategy or it's something with chess. And all I know about it is, I don't know, it looks like it has the potential to either be, like, kind of silly or kind of complex. I don't know how they're going to do it. But what it basically is it's a way to try to get people to talk more to you who are clamming up. But they do it like a chess style. So, like, it's kind of, it's hard to really explain. But you basically, every round, someone says something, and you either have to choose to, like, wait to see if they'll talk more because of the awkward silence, or push them a little bit by asking a question. But sometimes when you push a little bit, you might then get the answer to another question, so then you have to go back. And it's kind of weird. I don't know how to explain it. In the first case, it's okay. We'll see how it goes in the other cases. 'Cause like I said, it's either going to be very, very silly or very, very complex. So we'll see. But yeah, I mean, it's Miles
Talking about
Edgeworth.
Nintendo and talking kind of like detective kind of shit. Detective Pikachu is coming to the West.
Yes.
On the 3DS. Detective Pikachu. I love his voice. It's not Danny DeVito, but it's gruff. Right. Very, very, very gruff.
That's good.
So yeah. The World Ends With You, Phoenix Wright, and the couple main Nintendo games are what might... Also Skylanders. They have the new Skylanders Imaginators on the game. Which I've already played, but Skylanders on the go. So... yeah. Anything else, Sarah? That game.
Yes.
Thing.
Oh my gosh.
I can't remember which one.
Asphyxia.
So.
Oh my goodness, this game. Okay, so my lovely audience members, Shar for Christmas gave me 2 games from, I'm guessing, a Humble Bundle that you got. And one was called Bald Boy, and the other was a visual novel called Asphyxia. And I popped a friend over because all I saw at the screenshots were just pictures of really cute, like, girls in cute clothing. So I thought, I have a friend who would love to watch this with me. And so we decided to do a Let's Play of it, and we're not prepared. I mean, it's nothing like... it's nothing like, oh my gosh, so extreme. But, like, so the story... It's hard to... How do I explain this? The story's basically about this main character who is very obviously depressed. And she had a falling out with her friend. And you're kind of making decisions as far as, like, how that kind of ends up. But the thing is that it's too real. Like, the stories and the characters and the interactions are creepily real. And it might be hard from a male perspective to understand just because it's very feminine in the interactions with friendships and stuff like that. And it's stuff that, it's crap I have literally gone through. There was a character in the visual novel that was like, this is me. This was me in high school. Like, I'm watching myself, and the main character is very much, you kind of find out, she's very much portrayed as this kind of, how do I explain her? Everyone knows someone who's like this. She's that kind of girl who is very depressed, says I'm sorry all the time, but she always keeps messing up. So after a while, you get tired of her saying she's sorry because, like, you feel bad, but at the same time, she keeps screwing things up, kind of thing. She just always overburdensome, is constantly, like, pushing her problems on other people, but also feels so sorry about that you feel like you can't yell at her. Do you know what I'm talking about? That's the main character. So, like, you want to, like, she's very real, but you also want to strangle her neck. And so, it's just kind of... And
maybe
it's
the developer is a girl or something. So
they are.
Like,
we found out they are, yeah.
Okay.
At first we thought they weren't, and then we did some research, and they are. And it's just, the story is a bit ham-fisted because, like, the very beginning, you get all this exposition about this girl's kind of tragic story about how her mom, like, never took care of her and how she feels so lonely all the time and stuff like that. And we're like, okay. And the writing is very obviously written by someone who was an English major because it's... I'm glad they got into the visual... Yeah. Like, I'm glad they got into the visual novel business, but man, did it make for some dry parts. Oh my gosh. There was at one point where, like, the girls are talking about some very deep conversation, and then it gets into a side tangent for about 15 minutes about the use of cliches. And you're like, what? Where was this coming from? The one thing that is cool, which I had no idea about until I was done with the game, because I didn't know this until I looked in the extras. The characters, because the last names of the characters, my friend and I were like, wait, these are names of famous English authors, because there's a Shelley, there's a Byron, and we're like, who are, whatever. And I found out later that everyone's based off of a real English writer, and actually the characters and the relationships are based off of real English writers. So, like, for instance, there are these two characters, one's name is her last name is Georgia Byron, and the other is, Roberta Sotheby, I think. So it's named after Robert Sotheby and George Byron. And in the game, they are like clashing heads to the point that it's like insane sexual tension, but you find out it's not. And in fact, the fact that there's no payout for it is really disappointing. But like insane sexual tension butting heads. And I found out that that's actually based in real life. Not the sexual tension part, but just like that they hate each other. And even like the relationships are they just basically like took the relationships from these authors and like put them in if these girls went to boarding school together in the English countryside, what would that look like?
That's pretty cool.
It was really interesting in concept, but it was heavy as all hell. Oh my gosh. It was just like, we actually had to take a break several times because we recorded one route in one sitting and we only did one route. We were going to do the other routes. And honestly, we got probably the best ending, sadly enough. Because
so
I
fast?
played through all... Huh?
You got through it so fast?
I got through it. I mean, we record about 11 episodes, each roughly about 20 minutes, and we were narrating, so that's why it took that long. But I think it takes about a couple hours to get through one route, and I just did it by myself afterwards. I believe the one we recorded was definitely the best ending, because we saw the other ones and we're like, this is either extremely depressing or just kind of like, oh, okay. Almost kind of disturbing in a way, because... It's, from a psychological perspective, it's interesting to analyze, but again, way too real. Like, uncomfortably realistic in how everyone's interacting with each other and what they're saying to each other. And you're just like, oh. Like, I had to take a break because at one point, the character that reminded so much of myself, who's, like, done everything for this main character, she's, like, put herself out there as, like, helping her as best she can, but feels burned constantly, finally snaps at her, and it was a little too real, because it reminded me back in high school about some of the stuff I got into with my friends. I was like, ooh, too much, I need a break. So, but yeah, it makes for some very interesting, Let's Play, but yeah, what a heavy game, Char.
I didn't know.
I know. The sprite art is adorable and very well drawn. The visual effects, the backgrounds are painted, look like they're painted, they look nice, and like I said, the sprites look really good. Although the characters are 17, you don't realize that first, and then all of a sudden they start talking about drink and sex, and you're like, please tell me these are not 13-year-olds or 12-year-olds like I thought they were. They're not, they're 17, but they don't look like it.
They don't look 17.
No, they don't. They look like lollies. Excuse me. And what else was I gonna say? The music isn't bad, although I can tell that they probably got some public trade music because the sound mixing is off. Just because certain songs were quite louder than other songs. That's how you can usually tell they weren't like necessarily made for the game, which is fine. I mean, music is hard to get. And the only like criticism I had is the visual novel. Besides that, the fact that the writing was tedious and pretentious at times, it's just that the sound effects weren't that great. But sound effects are super hard to do right, so I completely sympathize. But it's definitely interesting if those kinds of stories, if you like those kinds of stories, I highly recommend it. But bring some chocolate because it gets heavy. I had to put like a content warning for the entire video series. I couldn't do it every episode. So Asphyxia! You'll probably enjoy it more if you're an English major.
Just to give a shout out, there's this developer. They're called Rusty Lake, and they started making games on like Congregate and shit, and then they ported it over to their phones and stuff. So they make like 2 series. One is called Rusty Lake. One is called Cube Escape, and it's one of those like point and click mystery psychological horror kind of games. And their latest Rusty Lake game just came out on Steam.
Ooh, I feel like I don't know if I've actually played those games. I'll have to look it up though.
So yeah, look it up. They only have Rusty Lake on Steam. They don't have Cube Escape on Steam for some reason. But yeah, what did you do, Fo?
I played more Nier Automata, so I got the first like main ending. So now I'm on the second playthrough
With the boy.
with 9S. Yeah.
9S.
It's interesting because the game has to do a very tricky thing between being like feeling really repetitive, as it essentially just recycles its entire self, while also being new. And I kind of just started it, so I don't know exactly how it's going to be different, but I did the first 2 bosses, and they were both the same, so I was really hoping for like at least extra dialogue or something. I think it'll pan out in the end, but I don't know. We'll have to see.
Just keep
I also
going,
started
basically.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
I also started playing a game that I think Sarah would like, although I've only played it for an hour, called Doki Doki Literature Club.
Oh gosh, I've heard about this game.
I don't know anything about it other than that I know the game like 3 times throws warnings in front of your face saying, "Hey, don't play this if you can get disturbed." I'm like,
yeah,
okay, but people tell me to play it. I wouldn't have played it if people told me to, and nothing's creepy happened so far. I'm an hour in, and so far it's kind of normal, boring.
I've heard there's creepy in it, but I have also been told I need to play it. I may do a let's play of it just because it's kind of up my alley and something to let's play. Oh man, maybe I should bring Callie back. I don't know if we can handle that. But yeah, I only know one of the creepy things that happens, but I know nothing of context. I just know of it just because it got kind of spoiled by seeing a picture of it somewhere on somebody's thumbnail. But yeah, I just have heard it looks really cute, and it's very much not cute. So yeah, no, I've heard.
So far, it's normal and cute. So far.
Well, guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I'm curious what'll happen. But definitely the writing so far is pretty, I don't know, generic. The characters are all really one-dimensional. Like, you're the shy character. You're also kind of a shy character, but you cook. You're the annoying character. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Pick one.
Right.
So we'll see. So that's pretty much what I played. I played Civ 6, but I didn't play enough to really talk about it yet. So far, it's more Civilization. It's not really different yet. I started watching. Okay, so sometime in 2017, there's a Netflix. I think it was a movie called Cyborg 009 versus Devilman. I started watching it, and I didn't finish it because it was really stupid. But recently on Netflix, they released a 10-episode anime series called Devilman Crybaby, which has the same Devilman character. Because I guess the Cyborg movie was a crossover between the Cyborg 009 anime and the Devilman anime, which I didn't even know about until...
Oh, it's a separate thing. It's 2 separate things.
They were 2 separate things combined into that. So this is just Devilman. I didn't know that until this thing came out. I heard it was like, oh, it's the best thing so far this year. I mean, not a high bar, but I was like, okay, I'll check it out. Out of the 10 episodes, I've watched the first 8.5. And I like it, but especially those first 4 episodes, it's very, very Cronenberg-y. Like, because the premise is there's like demons taking over people, so the demons like to grow mouths in weird spots and, you know, attack people. And it's like, on the one hand, like, I'm always torn on Cronenberg. He's really imaginative and it's cool. On the other hand, it's super gross and horrifying, and I don't like it. So it's kind of that, where it's like, this is uncomfortable. It's also very sexual, but I kind of like this story. Like, I was really undecided on it. It's really up and down, but where it's at so far in episode 8.5, I'm liking it. I don't know. I think it's overhyped. That's for sure.
So Devilman Crybaby is a 10-episode original animation
Yes.
exclusively for Netflix.
Netflix produced it.
Their first anime series started in 1972.
That's pretty old.
Yeah.
See, okay, when you first said that word, I thought you were going to tell me that you were watching some, like, spoof series of Devil May Cry, and I was very confused.
That would probably be better.
Like, Devil May Cry, baby. Oh, okay. That's what I
Because
thought
the
you
idea
said.
here, it's so dumb because like the idea is the devils are taking over people. The demons, sorry, they're called demons. Demons are taking over people. A demon has tried to take over whatever the character's name is who becomes Devilman. But he's like, I'm not a demon, I'm Devilman. And everyone just seems to know what that means. Like, oh, we get it. He is a demon with the heart of a human. But like, he explains it a couple times. But like from then on, everyone just seems to know, oh, the Devilmen are attacking because there's more than one. It's like, what? He just made up this stupid phrase. And now everyone is like, ah, yes, the Devilmen. They are the foes of demons. Like,
Sarah, did you think it was Devilman Crybaby or Devilman Crybaby? Which one was it?
man
No,
cry,
I just thought it was
baby.
Devil May Cry, baby. I totally misheard it. And then when you were like, oh, it's very intense, Velma, I was like, oh gosh, what? I thought you were about to tell me this is some spoof series. I was very confused.
So why is everybody crazy about it?
I don't know.
Is it like
know.
a One Punch Man kind of funny like,
Nope,
parody?
it's definitely not funny at all.
No.
It's not. It
Is
doesn't
it
feel
really
self-aware. It's very serious. Played
Is it
straight.
really cool animation and art style or something?
That's probably it. Because the animation and art style kind of reminds me of Ping Pong the animation, which
okay, that
is
one
a little
hurts my
weird.
eyes.
It's a little different. Yeah, I can see it. I don't think it's as strong as Ping Pong the animation, but it's kind of like that. Very
very
weird camera angles and characters kind of like lengthy and they whip around a lot.
is very weed, like watch when you're high kind of thing.
Is it a 420 movie?
It would be a great anime to watch while you're high because the transformation sequences would be really cool.
I just fucking want Castlevania. Come on. That's
I
all
want more
want.
Castlevania. Gosh dang it! Yeah,
So good.
Yeah, jeez.
I'm
Fuck
reminded.
you and your
though, I need
Devilman
to-
Crybaby. Devil
May Cry, baby. That's what I call it from now on.
Crybaby.
Devil May Cry, baby.
I don't know
Devil
why
May
it's
Cry,
called Crybaby.
baby.
Like, I mean, in the context of the show, the main character is a crybaby because like he always cries whenever
He
anybody
transforms.
else is crying. He's just super
What?
empathic. Whenever
Oh.
anybody else cries, he cries. That's his
Oh,
thing.
he's
But I don't know like why they
empath?
named the show that.
So
I don't know.
Could be a
Nobody's
plot.
really called.
Could be a major plot device, maybe.
He cries,
Yeah.
so therefore the world cries. Or the world cries, therefore he
And the
cries. I
world
don't know.
cries with him.
Yes, something. I don't know.
Something profound. Something.
something profound, something.
The protagonist look badass though.
Something.
When he transforms.
He's pretty cool. I like it when he's partially transformed. When he's just like a,
Oh,
like a
geez.
human, but like
fuck.
a super
There's like
angry.
decapitations and shit.
Whoa,
Yes.
what?
So like in the first, I think it's the first episode, a lady becomes a demon and her boobs like stretch out and bite off people's heads.
Oh my.
They got
Wait,
the wrong
so-
teeth imagery for women. I'm just saying.
That probably
just
also
saying.
happens at some point.
I'm just
I can't
saying.
keep track of all the mouths. I'm sure that happens too.
I can't keep. Foehamner 2018. I can't keep track of all the mouths. Oh, jeez.
Some weird ass shit.
So that was weird. Did I talk about Dark yet on this podcast? I feel like I did.
What is that?
Like 3 weeks ago. So it's a Netflix series again. It's called Dark. It's German.
German one?
So you can watch
Yeah.
it. Yeah, subbed or dubbed. Okay.
Yep.
It's like Stranger Things but German.
It's like Stranger Things, but German and less children. So it's always better.
Fewer children. Fewer children involved. I will
Fewer
be
children's a good
seeing 2 movies this weekend. So next time we are on the podcast, remind me. I will be seeing the new Jumanji movie. A friend wanted to see
Ooh.
it with me. And I will be seeing Shape of Water. So that will be
Awesome.
interesting. Yeah, we'll see how that is. So that's for next time. I'll tell you about it next time.
What the fuck?
What?
Are you looking at more Devilman?
The Devilman boob lady. She was in a
Yeah.
nightclub ish kind of thing.
Yes, the
Yeah,
nightclub.
I just
That's where
saw
it
it.
all
I
goes down.
just saw it. What the fuck? What?
Am I gonna regret this if I Google devil man crybaby
boob.
boob person?
Probably.
Boob person. I'm worried about
Poo
what I'm gonna
patty.
see.
Is it just being crazy for the sake of being crazy?
That's what I thought at first, but it kind of dies off. Like, it's only that insane kind of stuff. Only like in the first, like by episode 4, it's kind of over.
So it's more
Like,
of an
from then
action
on, you
anime.
just-
Not even that.
It's a bit of an action anime, a bit of like, I think this might be why it's popular. It's kind of like, it's got like that post-apocalyptic thing that zombie movies kind of have, where it's like, how would the people react? Because then like once it becomes like worldwide known that like demons are a thing, people are like killing each other, like, oh, you're a demon, like just walking down the street, like gunfire is just breaking out all the time. And then you have like the devil men who are like who are like, I look like a demon, but I'm like still good, you know, and then they're getting mowed down too anyway.
But I'm guessing
so
there's like evil devil men or some shit.
there's evil demons. When I stopped, there was a devil man who was saying, I side with you demon guys anyway, but they weren't accepting him. So I don't know if there's any successful bad devilmen.
I just learned about this new anime series. Let me just look it up. I can't remember the name. But it's called Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress. It's steampunk Attack on Titan, apparently.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well,
Yeah. Apparently, like, the reviews aren't like the best because I think they really tried to go with the Attack on Titan thing. But there are infected humans called Kabane. So they're like aggressive undead, you know.
Of course.
Which you have to destroy like a glowing heart. That is like their weak point. And there's also...
They're still human-sized, right?
They're human size. But there's also like a half human, half Kabane type people who are like super fast and super strong because anime. And I think they travel on trains and shit.
Oh,
They
that's
have, like,
cool. That's always cool.
They have
That is
fortresses
pretty
and they have trains and stuff. And like I think the undead can also like fuse into like these huge monsters and all that as well. Yeah. So that's a thing. Check it out, I guess, if you want more Attack on Titan. Even I'm
What,
sick of Attack on
steampunk?
Titan.
Is
Yeah.
it me, or do trains just make everything kind of cooler? Like, it's kind of a lame thing
yeah.
that makes everything cooler, but I feel like it's this thing that makes everything cooler. Like, if it has a train or involves a train, I feel like I always find it much cooler. I don't know why. It's like fingerless
I agree.
gloves. There's no reason. It's just cool. You know what I
Fingerless-
mean?
Really?
Sorry, bad example. Am I the only one here? Okay, I'll just leave now.
It just shows that you can't make a decision. Is that a fingerless or not fingerless? They'll be like,
Listen, I've actually found a functional use for fingerless gloves. Not even gonna lie, but I am a specialist.
well, like for phones?
No, well, no, actually. More information that the audience needs to know. I have I don't know if I have eczema, or I just have issue where like one part of my hand is very dry, but I'm allergic to lotion. So the only thing that works is literally putting on Vaseline. So when I was younger, when it got really bad, I would actually go to school with fingerless gloves because I'd have Vaseline on, and then I needed to cover them because you can't just go around with Vaseline on your hands. And yeah, fingerless gloves were very useful.
Vaseline punch!
Yeah. Luckily, my friends did not judge me because honestly, I would not have blamed if they did. But I actually had a functional reason for them, so it worked.
Oh, did you watch the Will Smith movie? Finally.
Bright?
Yeah.
I did. It is overhyped.
Ah. Okay.
Too bad.
I mean, it's like it was Will Smith being Will Smith
Oh, okay.
inside of a poorly written cop movie. Like, the
Okay.
plot was kind of bad. Action was really good. Like, cinematography and, like, budget-wise, like, the effects are cool.
It
Just
should have been a
plot
TV
was-
series, right?
It should have been a little... Yeah, it should have been a TV series. I think I was extra critical of it because I'm still watching The Wire. I'm finishing the last season right now, which is, one of the best cop things of all time. And so then you're watching this, and like, what is this?
But it doesn't have orcs,
Lag.
though.
It does not have orcs. There were centaur cops, which is cool. There were no
That's
dwarf
cool.
cops that I saw. Yeah, I appreciate a centaur.
I thought the other character was
Appreciate
orc, or am I
An
just
orc,
remember?
yes. The other character was an orc.
Oh, okay.
But no dwarves is what I wanted. The main there's
They
orcs,
have a
elves,
huge
and
marketing
humans,
budget.
and that's kind of like it. Like in the background, you do see centaurs, but
They have a huge marketing budget. You see fucking billboards on the streets here in
Oh,
Malaysia
wow.
for that show.
Wow.
interesting.
It's
kinda
too bad
weird.
it wasn't cooler because it has a lot of cool potential. And I mean, Will Smith could be in a cop movie. Like, he knows what he's doing.
Absolutely.
It's too bad. It sounds like the script was poorly done. Is that kind
Apparently
of
some
I just
people-
think the overarching plot was like not great. Like the dialogue was fine. It's just the plot was like stuff happens.
That's
Apparently,
too
people are
bad.
guessing that the movie is more like a test that they actually want to make a TV series out of it,
That's almost certainly it. They did get greenlit for a second movie, I believe,
and a mini series, like a spin-off, or
and a
something.
miniseries.
Spin-off
Interesting.
series or something with another character. So yeah. Did you watch the Dave Chappelle specials? He had another 2 or something, right?
I didn't watch any of the new ones. I actually kind of forgot they were out already. I should watch those.
Yeah. I played something new. I'm
Yes.
playing Ass Creed.
I saw you playing that.
Did you?
Which one? I saw
Which
it on
one did
Steam.
you play?
I saw that you were playing it, or something.
On Steam?
Or
Seriously?
on Discord. On Discord.
Oh, Discord. Okay. because
Which-
I bought it for Uplay. Because of course, yeah.
Which one did you? Which one?
Origins, the new one.
Oh, okay. How is
Oh,
it? My
Origins.
brother has it. He hasn't played it yet, though.
So it's set in Egypt.
Yes.
It's Ass Creed,
Yes.
and I'm really enjoying it. I'm only 3 hours in,
Okay, cool.
and this is like, I'm glad that Assassin's Creed is a thing again.
Okay,
Kinda-
cool,
Oh, cool.
cool.
Yeah,
That's
because they took a
nice.
break. So this is like their first game in 2 years.
Yeah.
And I hope they keep doing this. Like, no more fucking annual shit. No more
Yeah.
sequels in the same setting over and fucking over again.
yeah.
Feels very different. And they took out, because the last few Assassin's Creed games, they used the Arkham style combat of countering.
Yes.
Right.
They took it out,
Oh.
which was interesting. You think a game series would just like leave it in? No, they took it out. And
Yeah.
the fighting is more, I won't say deliberate. I think there will be some fights where it's like a one-on-one thing, and it feels more like, dodging and all that. But there's also a lot of, I don't have my Assassin's Blade yet. I'm guessing I'm gonna get it after the certain part of the story. The visuals look good. Holy shit, it's like using 99% of my CPU. That's probably the bad part about it.
Yeah.
Visuals look really good. The lighting is amazing. And Kotaku did a small little article on it. So you know how games, when you turn off the lights, it's not really dark. If you turn up the brightness, you can still see shit around. Yeah. If you turn off the lights in this game, like with a torch, you just put the torch away, there's literally no lights.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, even if brightness is at 100%, you can't see shit.
Oh, wow.
Which was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you gotta be careful.
And I'm not really understanding, like, okay, so I'm getting a very stable 50 frames per second on average, I'd say. I sometimes get 60. I sometimes get 40. The weird thing is, I sometimes get 40 inside, and I get 60 when I'm outside. And I'm like, what?
That's counterintuitive.
That's weird. So, yeah, but overall, it runs okay. It's not like the best. It's not like The Witcher or Doom or shit, but it's pretty good. It's a really good looking game. You have a Hawk Eagle guy that you can use to scout the area and all that. That's pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
And when you hit people, and when you get hit, I believe, there's like damage counters. Those damage numbers. Like freaking RPG.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's a bit more like an RPG now. A little bit more.
A little bit.
Yeah, you get...
Interesting.
Do you get skills in the last games? Anybody played Black Flag?
I downloaded it,
I
but I
know
actually never
it.
played it.
I didn't actually play. I didn't
okay.
physically play it, but I know it. Yeah.
That was the last Assassin's Creed game I played. And I don't
Okay.
think when you level up, do you get skill points? I don't even remember. But you have skill points in this one.
I think you had skill points in the game right before Origins was Syndicate, and I think you did kind of get skill points. Well, yeah, you kind of did get skill points in that one, so I think it's similar to that.
Interesting. But yeah. And the skill points is to like it's sort of like to unlock more skills. It's not just to increase damage or whatever. There are those as well, but it's like now you can hijack the fucker from the horse. That's those kind of things. Oh, you have a camel mount, which is cute.
Oh, that's great! I love it.
And you have a shield. You can block. And there's a skill where when somebody shoots an arrow at you and you use your shield, you will passively take the arrow as your ammo, which is cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's a really good game. If I played it last year, it would definitely be on my top games list. It's definitely way better than Shadow of War.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I would say it's like second tier, slightly below, like, not slightly below Persona 5 and like Yakuza 0, but slightly below Horizon Zero Dawn, actually.
Okay.
Like Horizon I don't think it's that much better than Assassin's Creed, because I really like the Egyptian setting.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things I was excited about.
There's
it's
like
super
fucking
unique.
tombs and shit to raid and all that.
Yeah.
It's cool. And you don't...
It's like forever ago too, so they can go wild with the history.
And you don't get you don't really get a lot of Egyptian settings, right, in video games, I don't think. Not really.
I agree with that.
It's mostly...
Nope.
They're not the most common thing.
Yeah. So
No,
it's really cool.
not.
So I'm really hoping they do like a samurai one or some shit in the next one.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That would be cool. Or ninja. I guess Assassins will be ninja more.
They would.
Makes
they
more
would.
sense.
They actually definitely would, just because, and kind of. I mean, it's hard to know the official ninja history, but a lot of, from what I've read, ninjas were likely actually peasants that were willing to just kind of, do whatever, which would make sense for the assassins actually. So it would make sense for that. Although I'm not sure if they would argue that the shogun were Templars or not. That would be interesting. I don't know. We'll see what they do.
Yeah. So yeah, Assassin's Creed Origins is way better than I thought it would be. I really recommend it. It's really good, especially if you like Assassin's Creed and you feel fatigued from the franchise and you haven't played one in a while. Play this one. This one's good. And if this is if you never played an Assassin's Creed game, I would recommend Origins and Black Flag. Black Flag because pirate ships and pirate shanties. Because yeah. So yeah, that's what I did. It says as Creed Origins. So good.
Nice.
I don't actually have news.
Wait, what? I thought you did.
We mentioned it already, like the Nintendo shit and Detective Pikachu. That's all I had. That's all I had,
jeez.
man.
Oh, jeez.
Another one. You guys know the Cyberpunk 2077 game by
Oh yeah. CD Projekt Red.
CD Projekt Red, yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Their Twitter account, which haven't said anything in 4 years, tweeted out beep.
All right. Good to know. What does this mean, folks?
What does this mean?
I wonder how many responses they got of boop.
Oh my gosh,
Beep,
can you
boop.
imagine?
Beep.
Beep, boop, beep, boop, boop, boop,
The joke
boop,
is,
boop.
in 4 years, you'll get a boop from them. In another 4 years. Yeah. So,
There was some Twitter account was like Antissa, and then like 7 years later, they're like patient, or like just years later.
I guess we can just mention like a couple more things. The Dark Souls Remaster is coming to all consoles and PC, not just the Switch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the rumor is you might get a discount if you own the first one.
Fair.
The PUBG players are demanding the Chinese region to be locked out or locked out of the. Means you Chinese, you just play with the Chinese because of cheating.
Oh.
Yeah. HTC announces the Vive Pro. You already mentioned that. Somebody made a fan-made map in Cairo. And the Overwatch people at Blizzard were like, we'll be in touch.
Oh, cool.
That'll be cool. I guess they liked it a lot. But yeah, apparently PUBG, there's a lot of cheating is a huge problem apparently, and it's mostly because of the Chinese.
That does not surprise me.
Like slanty eye motherfuckers.
I mean, when I said it doesn't surprise me, I don't mean. I'm not saying those
The Chinese
Chinese,
cheat.
of course they cheat.
Of course they cheat
There's
as
cheating in
fucking-
PUBG.
I've actually watched a lot of like Twitch streamers, their clips getting caught cheating.
Oh,
Not Chinese. I mean, like just in general.
Just in general.
Just in general. Not the
Uh-huh.
Chinese.
Sure.
Not those motherfuckers. Goddamn Chinese. They're everywhere. So yeah, it's mostly aimbots or something. Aimbots and like knowing where people are behind walls and shit. Oh,
I
super
would
cool
not be
thing.
able to detect that. I'm really
Final
bad at
Fantasy
FPSs.
12, the remake, reboot,
Oh.
it's coming to the PC.
Summary. Oh, I did hear about that.
It's gonna be $50 though.
Of course it is. Because of course it is.
Yeah,
How old is it? Like, when did the game first launch?
PS2. It was the end of the PS2 life cycle, I believe. Like one of the last games for the PS2.
Mm-hmm.
So a really long time ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, a collector's edition. Huh. Everything's digital. Fuck you. Oh no, it's not. Oh, it comes with a code. You son of a bitch. Here's the steel book with a fucking paper inside. So yeah, it's gonna have 60 frames per second. It has 4K. It is ultra wide. I'm not sure if it's 4K or not. It has New Game Plus, but also New Game Minus, whatever the fuck that is.
Interesting. I've never heard of that.
What's a new game minus?
Maybe it's like a new game, but you keep your old.
Maybe
'Cause that's
this is
New
what
Game
it means.
Plus.
Post-game content modes are now accessible from the beginning of the game. So it's New Game Plus without actually playing New Game Plus?
What?
Uh.
I don't know.
Like you just replay the game?
I have no idea. No. Like,
You just-
you can start off a New Game Minus. I'm just guessing here. You start off a New
Oh.
Game Minus with endgame stuff unlocked. Maybe. I don't know.
That would be
Could
weird.
be.
How would that be a
man.
minus though?
I don't know. when it comes to Square Enix,
Hey,
and
we already established we're not good at math.
look,
That was right off the bat. That's the first thing we said.
when it comes to Square Enix and naming shit, really,
That's a good point. That's a good point.
They're about as good as Microsoft and Xbox, so.
must I remind you the names for the fucking Kingdom Hearts remakes?
Let
me try and look it up. Let me try
Oh
and
my
look it up.
gosh, you gotta. They're so bad. 3.5 remix plus plus.
358
Yeah, 3.5
over 2 days. What?
Yeah.
Birth by
Over
Sleep.
2
Okay,
days.
that Birth by Sleep just sounds very JRPG.
It does.
Dream
yeah.
Drop
Yeah.
Distance because 3DS.
3D.
So 3D.
3D. Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 Remix, Kingdom Hearts HD
Yep.
2.5 Remix,
Yep.
Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final
Yeah.
Chapter Prologue, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's right. 2.8. They made a 2.8. The balls of these guys.
So New
It's
Game
so
Minus
weak.
ain't that.
Not
New Game
0.5,
Minus ain't that bad.
0.8.
What?
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's so bad. To Kingdom Hearts 3 coming never.
Kingdom Hearts 2.9. So yeah, what else that's interesting? Oh, the game Lawbreakers. Made
Yes.
by what's his name? Cliff.
The one that died
Bleszinski?
out really quick. Is that the one that died out really quick?
And that blame PUBG, was it?
Yes.
They blame
Right.
PUBG,
Okay.
yeah. Their player
Sounds
count
right.
has dropped to 0. Yeah. That's about it. Actually, nothing much else. Do you guys have anything else?
I just want to point out this. I'm not going to read it at all, but Forbes has an article by some random dude that's just called 42 video game predictions for 2018.
42?
It's just some-
Really?
42,
That's
yeah.
a lot of predictions.
I know. Ha ha ha. And it's just some random dude that decided to do this. And I mean, nothing here is super, like, enlightening. The number one thing is that loot boxes will become normalized. My favorite, though, is number two, which is the idea that politicians here and there will make noises about how loot boxes represent gambling, but very little will actually be done about it.
That sounds about right.
That sounds about right. Anyway, then they just talk about stuff with, like, Call of Duty and Far Cry 5 and other things. My other favorite is also no Half-Life 3 becomes Valve. And it just has.
I think it's an
random
SEO
stuff.
article more than anything.
Oh, this one's actually legit funny.
That could be.
Nintendo
That's a
will
good
launch
idea.
the mini Nintendo GameCube Classic Edition with 15 games on it for $79.99, and they'll sell out of pre-orders even before Nintendo makes the announcement somehow.
Now, I would buy a game. What did you say? GameCube?
They're making a joke, but it's the
Okay.
mini
But
Nintendo
I would buy
GameCube
that.
Classic Edition. Yeah, this guy's just making a joke about it that they'll do that, but yeah, I know it's too funny.
I would buy an N64 one maybe, but maybe N64. GameCube definitely, but I don't think a GameCube one is ever happening.
Yeah.
Apparently, like
So-
there's a lot of like fake ones out there.
Oh wow.
Fake.
People,
Not surprised.
yeah, as in they make it look like the NES Classic and SNES Classic that was released by Nintendo, selling it at the scalper pricing, but it's like not an actual Nintendo product.
Huh.
So yeah, because it's just emulation, right? And it's like fucking just plastic. That's it. It's easily done.
If it works.
Sorry. The new Atari console will be meh and not make much of a splash. Some of these are really funny.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. Also, another interesting thing, Star Citizen made more money last year than every other Kickstarter game combined.
Ha! They're still making money?
Yeah. I don't think people know what they're paying for anymore.
No.
Apparently, there's a $45 multiplayer component and a $15 single-player component.
I didn't know that.
I don't actually know what the game is about. I just know it's space. And people really want a
Yeah.
good space game. Right.
That's true. People want Eve to be accessible, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm dry.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't really have much. 2018 is starting off not so strong. Yay.
Destiny's still being stupid. Just, I don't know. They keep talking about improving things, and they improve really pointless things.
I keep seeing articles like, this is how we're going to improve Destiny 2, and then they do something stupid after
Not.
that.
Yeah, I've gone back to Warframe. I played more Warframe this week than Destiny 2,
You're enjoying the free-to-play one more than Destiny 2.
which is, I mean, it's weird
sad.
because like the thing I'm doing in Warframe, or I was doing this week, was just mining, which was super like.
Which is just grinding.
It was the thing that got me to stop playing Warframe the last time I stopped playing Warframe. And I was like, at least I have something to do. In Destiny, there's nothing to do. And if you do like the thing that there is kind of to do, you get like an RNG loot box that always gives crap. Every single time.
He is not. RNGesus is not kind.
Well, it's
You know
kinda set up
you
that way.
implemented it wrongly when a free-to-play game is more rewarding than your fucking $60 game.
Yeah. I was reading an article talking about how like Warframe is a game that did microtransactions very benevolently. And it's like, well, in today's comparisons, I guess it's not doing anything bad like Star Wars. You can't buy you can't only buy like game-changing things, but it has the same problem of Star Wars, where even if it's not locked behind RNG, there are things in the game that to farm them would take so long that the vast majority of the player base who ever uses it just buys it. So like it's kind of a more subtle corruption of the game.
I have something sort of game-related.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Donald Trump. I'm serious.
no.
Donald Trump
Oh dear. I
sold.
don't like how this is starting.
Donald Trump made a comment about how the U.S. sold fighter jets to some other country.
Oh, I did see that. I saw the story.
Yeah.
Wait, tell me this. I didn't hear this.
Okay, so apparently the U.S. sold this country F-52 fighter jets, and
Yeah.
F-52 fighter jets only exist in the Call of Duty game. So it's either he just put a letter and two numbers at the back randomly, and so happened it's a Call of Duty thing.
The confusion was we sold them 52 F-35s.
Sure.
And so he took the 52 and switched it up. So
Sure, of
No,
course.
what I like to imagine
it's still
happened
dumb.
was his intern the poor intern who has to like write his
Yeah.
quick notes for the day of what's important was
no.
like, hello, LOL, F-52, and he said it on national television. That's what I hope is what happened. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Oh, but that's so sad, but that's amazing.
Apparently he made a comment at like because he was at like some conference or whatever thing, right?
Something, yeah.
He was somewhere talking about something.
Yeah.
And he made a
As
comment
he
about
does.
why do we keep letting all these Haitians? He chose like a few countries like South Africa or something, Haitians, and saying them they're like from shithole countries or something.
Oh, where's this that?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Good job.
Yeah. Oh, and you heard about the Kansas swatter?
Yes, that was a while ago.
Yes, that was some time ago, yeah. Did we talk
But
about that?
he recently got
No,
convicted.
we didn't talk about it.
Oh, he did recently get convicted.
Not convicted.
Okay.
Being charged.
Okay.
Yeah, he got caught and charged. Okay.
He got caught.
Okay, good. Good.
But he was
Apparently that guy was like a regular swatter. Like people,
Yeah,
he had like people knew him. Like if you want someone swatted, talk to this guy and he'll do it for you.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So
would
he's
think
kind of
that
scum.
he must have a connection because, like, you would think having the same person call the SWAT. I don't even know how you call the SWAT team. Is it like you call 911? I have no idea how it freaking works.
I think you
Don't
just call
Google it,
911
Sarah.
and say
Don't
something
Google
bad
how
enough
to
that's
swat
happening.
someone.
I know, right? Yeah, no thanks. I think I'll keep that off my search list. I already have Devilman Crybaby Boob Person, and that's all I need. I still didn't find it, by the way. I didn't find the picture. I was very disappointed.
I can send it to you.
Thanks. I'm very
Oh
curious.
man.
That needs to be our fourth picture for this time, I think.
Oh no. The age rating of this podcast just skyrocketed.
Anyway, but yeah, I'm glad he's finally getting convicted for that because that's freaking stupid and horrible.
Yeah. You can get people killed, man. Fucking hell.
Yeah, jeez. Oh boy. Oh.
What? Oh, you look
Oh.
at it. Okay.
Yeah,
So
look
yeah,
at the
Sarah's
image.
looking
Oh,
at the
Wow.
boob thing.
What the what? Okay,
Yeah.
this went
If
from creepy to
if I
just
remember, I
laughable.
might just put it in the description. So yeah.
I guys, what? What? Oh.
So yeah.
All right.
Oh. Little R2 whistle. Woo.
Oh. Anyway, I'm glad
Are
you
you
all
gonna
joined
get,
me with that experience.
Are you gonna get Monster Hunter World for the PC?
I'm planning on it.
Good thing is you don't have to pay for online because PC.
Yes.
Yes, but it's been delayed. You know that, right?
I haven't been following it that closely.
But yeah, it's gonna get like a few months later. Consoles
When was
gonna
it
get it first
supposed to come out?
together with the consoles, but then they delayed it a few
Oh,
months.
I see.
So Monster Hunter World for the PC is coming out a few months later. Still this year. God, it's
Okay.
2018. Gotta be 30 years old this year. Fuck.
We should
yeah.
throw you a double quinceanera.
Yeah.
What is
You
that?
have to wear a dress.
Yes.
So in like Hispanic culture, the quinceanera, your 15th birthday is a very, very big deal. So,
Yeah, for girls.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
like if I walk
your-
down the street where I live, there will be like stores, like party stores that are specialized in just quinceanera.
So when you say
supplies.
Hispanic, do you mean
I think
just
it's Mexican.
in the U.S.
Just
or-
Mexico? Okay, I thought it was
I
Mexico
think-
and Spain.
I think it's Mexican.
But no, it-
Like,
So it's
Also
Mexican.
Mexico.
So it's a thing
Yeah.
in Mexico,
Not-
and the Mexicans
Yes.
also brought it in
Yes,
the
yes,
U.S.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what's it-
I
what's
could
So
be
because
wrong
I had
on
a friend
Spain.
who turned 60 this year, and he celebrated his quadruple quinceanera.
So what do you do? What do you do?
It's just a
I mean,
party.
so normally you only do it when you're 15, and I think it's only girls. And so
Yeah.
you wear like
Oh.
a really nice dress, and you have his like family over, and it's kind of like what's the Jewish equivalent called for men when you have the big party?
a bar mitzvah,
is
Bar
that
mitzvah?
right?
a bar mitzvah,
It's
or
a
a bat
lot. It's a
mitzvah.
coming of age party, so it's just that kind of coming of age crap.
So it's not really for boys, but guys have been known to wear dresses and all that to. Do
Well,
like a
my
mock-
friends who have a sense of humor will do it. It's definitely not like a regular
And are
thing.
in California,
I don't think,
keep in
I don't
mind.
think he wore a dress either. I don't think the 60-year-old man wore a dress. He could have, but I don't think he did.
Okay.
So
yeah.
double quinceanera.
So yeah.
That was something I learned today.
You're more worldly now.
The more you know.
The more you know.
So yeah, anything else, guys, before we go?
I don't know. When you mentioned Nier Automata, though, or however you pronounce that, I had a dream that I was playing that some random night, and it was like
weird.
hardcore, and I was very stressed out because I often get dreams where like I know I'm playing a video game, but it's like virtual reality. I'm like in the video game, and so it was one of those things, and I don't remember what happened. I just remember that the battle system was really hard, and I kept freaking out that I was gonna die, and it was just
You
scary.
have some weird ass dreams.
I have
That's
really
funny.
weird dreams. I really do. But yeah, and like, what was it? I'm trying to remember exactly. I think it was just something about the battle system was just difficult for me. And I just remember I just felt like I was I forget. I don't even think I know the storyline. I just know the pictures of it. And I can't explain it to you. I just wanted to mention that I totally had a dream of it. And when I woke up, I was like, oh my gosh, did I play that? I did not.
If anything, Nier Automata is too easy. I mean, I have it on the normal difficulty, so it's definitely not. I could make it harder if I
You
wanted
can
to.
game the system, basically. Right.
You can change it whenever you want.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you mean?
I mean, like,
No,
you can just, like, stay back and, like, just shoot and, like...
Yes, you can definitely kite. It definitely rewards kiting. Because you have
It's very
like,
simplistic
upgrades.
for a platinum game. The combat
Yes.
is very simplistic.
It's
for
not
a
like
platinum
combat oriented.
game. Yeah. And
Oh, sorry, combo oriented is what I meant to say.
it's like, I don't know, when they make a game for someone else, it always turns out like that. It never feels like a platinum game. Like Transformers was like that, Avatar, Korra was like that. I never even fucking want to play Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They say it's horrible.
Yeah, that's true.
But for some reason, it just
it's true they
feels
say it.
weird. Doesn't feel like maybe they didn't put their A team on it, put a B team on it. Maybe I have no idea.
Yeah, they're B team.
That could be.
Platinum B team.
I haven't
You mean
played many
You mean they're
platinum
gold or
games.
silver team? Sorry.
Are platinum games typically pretty heavy RPG-y?
No,
Like,
it's
do
mostly
they have like
It's usually
just character
combos.
action, right?
character action. Yeah,
Because I wonder, because the Nier has a bit more RPG elements than I thought it would have. I wonder if
because the first game was an RPG, legit RPG.
Yeah,
So
but
the
I
creator
wonder
wanted it
if
to keep it, I guess.
that makes it harder to do character action because you have to like you can't. It's harder to balance because you don't really know what the player character is like going into any situation.
Yeah, it's true.
It can be overleveled, underleveled, geared well,
Yeah,
geared
it's
badly.
difficult to do character action and like a game where you can just get stronger by killing more things.
Yeah. Although leveling up doesn't have a huge
Bonus. It's
effect
more
in this
the
game, yeah.
chips.
Yeah, the chips are the biggest thing,
Yeah.
which you can max out in the first like hour of gameplay.
Yeah. Which I do appreciate actually.
I do too.
Yeah. But yeah,
It's always like
it's mostly the
it's
endings
kind of
this game is about.
I never really like it in Dark Souls when I'm stuck on a boss and my solution isn't to get good, it's just to go grind for another hour and then the boss is easier. That's not super fulfilling. But that doesn't stop me from doing it.
Yeah.
Like every Dark Souls game, I feel like there's a point where it's like, this is hard. Okay, time to use the big shields, and now the game gets easy. Which I like. I like having the option to make the game easy or hard at will. But I always feel a little bit of shame whenever I pull out the big shield.
Question. So when
Yes.
a Dark Souls player says Dark Souls is just a hard game, right? Is it
It's their
because
fault
they
for making it hard.
Yeah, is it them making
That's
it hard
not
by
really
putting
true.
like restrictions on themselves?
If someone's complaining about it being hard, then that's probably not the case. Like, it's definitely not an easy game. Like, it's like to make it easy would require a lot of grinding.
Yeah.
So it's still like work, I guess. But like even then, there's only so much you can do. Like
I can
if
say a
you-
JRPG is hard. I grind a lot. Or fucking
Yeah.
Warframe.
Yeah.
I like to compare I'm not saying it's the same kind of difficulty. I'm actually just comparing it and contrasting. The difficulty of Dark Souls with I never played this game, but do you guys remember Super Meat Boy?
Oh yeah.
That was a game that was extremely challenging, but part of the reason it became so addictive was because it had so many checkpoints that you could instantly retry again, and it was all finger
Yeah.
memory, and once you got it, then you kind of kept going, but it was extremely hard. while Dark Souls so there's games that have like that kind of difficulty, while Dark Souls is kind of a weird, unique, like super punishing difficulty that.
But Dark Souls has like the bosses also have attack patterns that you can memorize. Right?
Bosses have attack patterns. And the thing with
there's your character level, and there's kind of like your player level, like your personal skill level.
All right.
Yeah.
And there's only so much compensating you can do for that.
Yeah.
I think like if your personal skill level is just way too low, like there's a point where no matter how high level your character is, you're screwed.
And not to mention that a lot of the things with Dark Souls as well, is that there's. Let me give you an example, and I can't think of those names, but there's these two famous bosses that you fight.
Ornstein and Smo.
Yeah, and if you kill one, the battle actually becomes way harder. And if you kill the other one first, the battle is still harder, but not quite as hard. And it's just little secrets
the one that's
like
still alive
that.
Consumes the other one. So
yeah, exactly.
Do you want the fat guy with lightning powers, or do you want the lightning guy to get bigger?
Yeah. So it's kind of, so there's like little secrets like that you have to watch out for. Not to mention that Dark Souls just has the whole difficulty of you're not told where to go first. You just kind of go explore and you just might die.
To me, that is like first. To me that's probably the most difficult part.
Yeah, exactly.
The lack of literally
figuring
nothing.
out where to go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
If information. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, information and feedback. That is probably way harder. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. For me, it's the lack of information, and also just this is why I compared to Super Meat Boy, the lack of easy save points is really like, ugh, for me. Just because I hate, one of the reasons, for instance, that Genocide run of Undertale was so difficult, especially the last boss, was because, like, you could die right at the end and have to start all over, and I hate that.
Yes.
So it's the whole
I
thing,
hate repetition.
So you die, and then you have to go through this whole slog part all over again that you might just get killed from, and it's just like, oh. And yeah, I guess the whole point is then you feel, like, rewarded at the end, but, man.
I can do other things to feel rewarded.
Yeah. I've considered trying out Bloodborne only because apparently the attack style is more my style. I'm much more of a jump around kind of person. I don't like being limited by like a stamina bar of rolling away and stuff like that, which in Dark Souls you have to be worried about.
I have Bloodborne. Haven't played it yet.
But we have it too. So I've been curious about maybe trying that out, even though it's like the lesser form or whatever, just because the combat is more my style. So maybe I'll have an easier time with it. I don't know. Maybe. Probably not. But yeah.
So yeah.
Did I talk about my Switch at all? It's been since Christmas.
Wait, did you mention it? I don't think you did.
I don't know.
No, I talked about the Switch. You have a Switch?
I have a Switch now.
Oh, you do?
But I've only played it a little bit because I foolishly bought Lady Hamner Stardew Valley on the Switch, and so it's kind of her Switch now.
Well.
I've played most of the way through Mario Odyssey, and when I say most of the way, I don't mean most of the stars, I just mean most of the way to the final Bowser boss. Because there's a lot after that, I know, I'm aware. But most of the way through that, and then I played like maybe an hour of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And I'm confident I'll like Zelda Breath of the Wild, but it made a very bad first impression, because like there's a lot of, and it's almost Dark Soulsian, where there's a lot of enemies when you first encounter them, they just one-shot you, and there's a lot of really tedious climbing, because you don't have the like glidey thing yet, so climbing down things is just like, this is stupid.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
Open world stuff.
But that'll get fixed if I just play for like 2 more hours and get off the starting plateau.
Exactly. Fair enough.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody's gonna get a Switch this year, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm leeching
have to get battle
off of it, to be honest.
So yeah, anything else?
That's all I got.
9.
Good spot to wrap up?
I think so.
I think so too.
Are we doing the thing we hate?
Yeah,
okay.
I guess so.
Hi guys, you can find me as Sarahscopic, SARAHSCOPIC. I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Twitter, I'm even on Twitch now, like every other Sunday. So yeah, hit me up.
And I'm on YouTube as Foehamner. Currently, I'm alternating between Nier Automata and Doki Doki Literature Club. So it's a very anime-themed month this month, apparently.
And I'm Pupunoob, Pew Pew and Ruby, YouTube, Twitter, blah, 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 everywhere. You know the drill. So yes, this is the first episode of 2018. Hopefully it's not a shit year like last year.
That would be nice.
Agreed.
So yes, this has been episode 124. Thank you very much for watching and listening, and we will see you next time. I don't know next week, but next time. So yes, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.